626 women in Borno State who were abandoned by their families due to Vesico Vaginal Fistula have received free repair surgeries from a UNFPA project funded by the Korea International Cooperation Agency. The 4-year project, which just ended, also provided skills for the women and girls. The First Lady of Borno State wants the project sustained. Leah Thomas reports.
Women and girls have been the worst affected by the over-a-decade insurgency in the northeast. Their condition is worsened by the series of attacks on health facilities, which has further taken a toll on their access to health. The gap is what the UNFPA Quaker project aimed to bridge. Besides repair surgeries for women and girls affected by VVF, the project also built a 40-bed space inside the state specialist hospital and trained 37 surgeons and nurses on surgical skills to conduct fistula repair surgeries effectively. The project also provided 10 mini ambulances as mobile clinics and support for referrals in case of emergencies.
In Nigeria, 150,000 women live with fistula. 13,000 new cases come every year. And at the current pace across the country, we are able to repair 3,000 a year. I think it's obvious that number is going up. And that is something we can prevent if women have access to two things: child spacing and safe deliveries.
A critical point to also note during discussions at this strategic meeting is the importance of sustainability of interventions as delivered by this project.
If we can get something like this, it's a highly welcome idea so that it can sustain the women, because we have many adolescent mothers, child mothers that we have, be it fistula survivors or DVU survivors in the state. And I think this is one of the things that we can do to improve their life, to give them hope that they can stand anywhere.
Items produced as a result of the skills acquired by the women were also on display at the venue. Though the 4-year phase of this project has ended, but considering the impact it has had on women and girls of Borno State, hopefully funding will continue and the project will be sustained. Leah Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.
So security matters now. It's believed that without adequate security of lives and property, economic development in any country will remain a mirage. This view was highlighted at an interactive session put together by the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations in Lagos. Senior correspondent Ivy Kano was there.
For a state with over 20 million people, tackling crime and insecurity could be challenging for security operatives. Confronting this challenge often brings various stakeholders together. Such is this meeting organized by the Lagos State chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. The Commissioner of Police says synergy is key to effective policing. According to him, everyone must contribute by giving useful information.
There's no law and order there. Development or growth cannot thrive. We are not magicians. We work on information, we work on intelligence. And how do we get intelligence and information from the public? There must be a kind of symbiotic relationship, that we must work in synergy. The information so received is synthesized, processed, and it becomes actionable intelligence that we can work with to achieve our goal.
He's also bothered by how the Nigerian police are projected to children by their parents.
Oftentimes, you see parents, guardians, and teachers using mild threats. If you don't eat your food, I will call police for you. All these remarks are negative to the psyche of our growing child, who over time builds a negative perception about the police. If you don't eat your food, I'll call police for you. We say this without knowing the import of the meaning. So we have to please reorientate our children towards the perception they have about the police.
The chapter is satisfied with the interface between the two, describing it as fruitful.
He has shed more light on what the police are doing, And as relationship builders also, we are going to go through what is done, is said to us, and then place it on different platforms, worked on it to see the way forward. We talked about stakeholders, and today he has even elaborated more on the different stakeholders that is needed. Crime should come to a minimum.
The Commissioner of Police promised to address all security concerns raised by members of the Institute. Ivy Kano, TVC News, Lagos.
Months after the Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities presented their demands, the federal government now says it's sorry for neglecting the requests for months. The apologies coming from the Federal Ministry of Education. At a conciliatory meeting, the Minister of Labour and Employment says a white paper on university needs assessment will be released on the 17th of May. TVC News' Joke Adisa reports.
The non-academic unions and the universities declared a 2-week warning strike on the 27th of March. The industrial action was extended by 1 month as a result of the inability of the authorities to commence negotiations with the striking workers. Now, the industrial action has entered its 2nd month, and the Minister of Labour and Employment, as the nation's chief conciliator, is brokering a truce. He attributes the strike to the absence of communication between the parent ministry and the university staff.
Session panels have been done in all places. The White Paper Committee has finished. They have drawn their report. And by May 17th, the White Paper will be released.
The Federal Ministry of Education apologizes for the stalemate between it and the workers since the strike began and promises to turn a new leaf.
Adamu, who had specifically asked me to come and plead for your forgiveness, that is as if your employer, Federal Ministry of Education, has abandoned you. Issues contrived to make it look that way. That is not the picture.
For the union leaders, beyond apology is the need to accede to all the demands of the unions in the interest of students, parents, and the nation's education sector.
The apology is not a problem to us. Our problem is that the ministry should do exactly what is expected of them.
Being denied by Ministry of Education openly, and I never knew that we have any labor issue or any industrial issue with them, and they are not our employer. So I'm happy that he's here to apologize today, and I hope this apology is not political.
Among the demands of the unions are implementation of the renegotiated 2009 agreement, payment of earned allowances, usurpation of non-academic career positions by vice-chancellors, inclusion of university staff school into the university community, non-payment of minimum wage arrears, and funding for state universities. Joke Adisa, TVC News, Abuja.